Our first feature speaker is Ezinne Abbott. Ezinne, it's my pleasure to introduce. She's a senior on the track and field team, currently majoring in biochemistry, and intends to pursue a career as an orthodontist. She holds the record in the 60 meter, the 100 meter, and the 4x1 here at Cal. She's an outstanding, yes, give it up. That's unbelievable. Yeah. I know, we traded texts. I was like, I know you're busy breaking school records, but she is an outstanding athlete, scholar, and person. I'm thrilled to introduce her and have her kick off tonight's event. The person that nominated, I'll read a brief quote from the person that nominated our featured speakers, said this about her. Ezinne is a leader in athletics and in her community. She has taken initiative to positively contribute to our campus, Cal community, in her position as president of the Black Student Athlete Committee while excelling in the classroom as well as athletically. She will no doubt continue to have a positive presence and contribute her leadership skills way beyond Cal. Let's give it up for Ezinne.
There's me. Hello, everyone. My name is Ezinne. As he said before, thank you all for coming here and listening to our story. So a fun fact about me is that I'm a walk-on to the track and field team. I know, surprising. I originally wanted to go to Cal strictly for an education, but at a meet my senior year of high school, the UCLA coach asked me what my future in track looked like. I originally just wanted to just not run track and just hang up my spikes. But he made me entertain the idea so much so that I emailed the Cal track and field coach at the time, asking if I can walk onto the team. To my surprise, he said yes. I had no real expectations for myself athletically, really just running the sport to run, and for the perks of being a student athlete, especially having early enrollment into classes. And if anyone knows how hard it is to get into STEM classes your freshman and sophomore year, this was a godsend perk. Having such a structured schedule allowed me to join a few extracurricular activities, one being the Black Recruitment and Retention Center, also known as BRC, which works to recruit and retain Black students on campus. I found this work to be so fun and rewarding, as I was able to connect with Black K-12 students in their pursuit to higher education. At the end of my freshman year, I was chosen to be a board member, specifically the Public Relations and Data Manager. With this leadership position, I also wanted to work on bridging the gap between Black students and Black student athletes. For context, does anyone know the percentage of Black students on campus? A little bit lower. 1% higher. 2% higher, 4, right. And roughly of that 4%, how many are student athletes? I'm hearing 50%, and that's correct. So of that 4%, only 2 are student athletes. But there's a really big dissonance between the two groups, and I wanted to find an event that can kind of bridge these two groups together. Fortunately, Jamel Hill, a Black sports journalist, was coming to speak on campus, and I found this to be the perfect opportunity to do just that. With BRC and the Black student athlete community, also known as BSAC, we were able to hold a meet and greet event in which we were to meet and talk to Jamel on a more personal level. Here is a picture of us with her and some Black staff and faculty around her. It was crazy for me to see how one simple thought came into fruition that benefited many. It taught me that leadership isn't always about leading from the front, but making space for those that follow. I found that for me to put myself in these positions to affect change for others, I needed to step outside of my norm, push beyond my comfort zone, and basically take a leap of faith. It is with actions like this that I can make space for those that follow. This does sound daunting, and yes, it kind of is, but with the few key principles that I've learned, it's made it a lot easier. So 1, you do not have to do it alone. My parents grew up in Nigeria and were taught this adage that they've taught to my siblings and I. It takes a village to raise a child. I never truly understood the gravity of this statement until my work with BRC. In the past, I thought that when I was assigned a task, I had to do it by myself alone. But in my time with BRC, I learned that collaboration and finding support and leaning on it when necessary is highly encouraged. It's what made our programming and our events so successful. The same goes with track. When you win a race and you score points, that doesn't go to you and you alone. It goes towards the whole team. That's what wins championships. Knowing this, I look back to my parents' story. My dad came to America when he was 18 years old, and my mom the same age 9 years later. They had to take a huge leap of faith to come to a whole new country, new culture, new foods, and having to adjust to just American food in general. But they didn't have to do any of this alone. They had the love and support of their family in Nigeria and those in America to support them through the way. This is what built the foundation for my brothers and I, and with extended family. My parents have inspired me as I see them donate money back home to help build schools, hospitals, send supplies, and clothes to children in need and my cousins. When you see an opportunity arise, you do not have to undertake it alone. Find your village and lean on them. And 2, self-care is key. During the pandemic and the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement, I found myself online defending my identity as a Black woman and explaining why my life amongst those that also look like mine mattered. On top of that, I had school, just lost a track season, and was part of organizations that worked to help those in need at the time. To say the least, I was exhausted. I felt like I was needed in so many different spaces, but I barely left any time for myself. From Angela Davis to Audre Lorde, Black revolutionaries that paved the way for my voice to be heard always spoke to self-care, breaks, and check-ins as tactics to leadership and radical change. For me to be the best leader I can be, I needed time for myself. Taking a step back to focus on what you need most at the time is essential. You never know if you need sleep, food, or my personal favorite, retail therapy. And 3, a quote from one of my favorite shows, Insecure, by Issa Rae. Here a character tells Molly, "What if there is no wrong answer? Every decision you make, just own it. And if you're being honest with yourself, you kind of already know what you want to do." When I first heard this quote, my brain exploded. I always struggled with just going with my gut sometimes, but there doesn't always have to be a right or wrong answer, and sometimes you might just land somewhere in the middle. As long as you are passionate and feel as though what you're doing is right, just go for it. One day you might look back and be grateful that you did, or one day maybe you won't, and that's okay, because growth is not linear and no path is set in stone. From these principles, I've ultimately realized that being myself is enough. It is what got me noticed by coaches when I couldn't see it within myself. It is what pushed me to it is what pushed me to walk onto the track team and has set so many opportunities in front of me today. It's even pushed me to set 3 school records. It is what motivated me and to apply and be a part of the organizations I'm so proud to be a part of. You have the power to affect change simply by being yourself and authentic with your intentions, as long as you always leave room for personal growth while stepping outside of your comfort zone. I'm so sorry. This is like the last word, and I feel like it's really important, and it's like my favorite line, and I don't know why I forgot it. Oh my gosh. Okay. No, I didn't remember it again. I'm so sorry, guys. It's right here. Okay, this is really important. To your surprise, as it was to mine, the power to enact change lies within you. Thank you. And then also, wait, really quickly, I'm really sorry, but I have to go to my team banquet, which is happening right now, and I really apologize, and I wish I can be here in person to watch the rest of the showcase, but I will watch it over and over and over again on the Zoom. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the showcase. Thank you again.
Let me see that clicker. Oh, we lost our feed. Ezinne, that was awesome. Thank you so much for kicking us off. One more round of applause for Ezinne. That was awesome. Thank you.